Disclaimer, this video is not going to make your videos better. There is no real formula to making a good video. I'm here to show you my process as well as share some of the ideas that I've learned that have helped make my videos much better.
What you sing, fell in love with what you saw through a screen.
In front of me, I have my iPad and I'm sitting next to my computer. On my computer, I have a paid software that is capable of making movie-like projects. My iPad has a free app called iMovie. This is what I prefer to use when making videos for short form platforms. I have used iMovie on my phone for as long as I can remember. The editing software you use doesn't matter. You can use a paid app, you can use the free app. If you spend enough time using the Instagram editor, I'm sure you could get really, really good at that too. The software doesn't matter at all. It's the person behind it. So when it comes to a big software and using a computer, you are given so many tools to manipulate footage and tell a story and do whatever you really want to within this app. If I'm making an Instagram video for you to consume over a 30-second period, how much do I need you to see? There's so much that you can do on these bigger softwares that you don't need for short form content. 96% of what you see on my Instagram is filmed on an iPhone and edited on an iPad or iPhone. It's not the software you're using that makes your videos really, really good. It's you. If you don't spend any time editing, you can't expect your videos to look like the person who edits 6 hours a day. It's you putting in the time and effort. Same thing for cameras. My footage is shot 1080, 60 frames per second on an iPhone. Almost everything you see on Instagram, the select thing would be promo clips for the movie that are shot on our cameras. But other than that, everything you're seeing on my Instagram is shot on an iPhone. People asking me, Garrett, what kind of camera are you using? The same one you have. As a matter of fact, bumping yours up to 4K might not be helping your footage at all because it's sharpening it. If you don't have your settings right on Instagram and then you're uploading this 4K footage, it's actually hurting your image. So sometimes it's not getting that new phone or whatever the case may be. Your old shit can look good too. Again, it's a matter of who's operating it, who took the time to learn about this device, who took the time to learn about what's gonna make it look better. I could sit here and talk to the camera about how I do this or how I do that, but I'd rather just show you guys firsthand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click screen record on my iPad. I haven't chose the clips that we're gonna use. I haven't chose the song. We're going into this completely fresh. I'm just gonna give you guys a first-hand look at how I do some of the things I do to make my videos. For this video, we're just gonna be using a song my friend made that I filmed a music video for just to avoid copyright purposes. Now that we've screen recorded our song, we wanna find what clips we're gonna use. All right, take these. Now we've got our song and our clips. We're into iMovie. In this case, we're using clips from March, so I actually moved these clips into a folder so I didn't have to scroll down and find them each time. Huge part about making a video. When you're starting a video, you want 3 to 4 clips in the beginning of it. Whatever you want them to be, they should explain to someone who, what, and where. Who, being whoever's in the video. The what, we're snowboarding, so any way, shape, or form you show the resort, we're gonna kind of get that, and where, the location of the resort. So for example, a sign that has Trollhagen on it. We are establishing who, what, and where right away. I understand you might have the greatest clips in this video, but if I don't really understand what's gonna go on, I might not watch it. With those clips, you also want to set the pace for the video. If your video is gonna be super duper fast paced, I don't want the B-roll to be slow. If it's gonna be an upbeat edit, make that intro sequence more upbeat. Make them quicker cuts, maybe do 6 establishing that are faster. Whereas if we're using a slower song, drag out those establishing clips. Maybe don't put as many. Make sure that those 1 or 2 clips that you do use have the information we need and leave it at that. What you're doing right now with the establishing and the pacing is you're setting the tone for what we are to expect. If I'm not in the mood for a fast-paced video, let me know that it's gonna be fast-paced right in the beginning so I can move on with my day, right? First things first, we're gonna put in our song. So with iMovie, once you've kind of got your audio clip to where you'd want it to be, you can do this thing called detaching audio, which is important. You'll see why. So here we're adding our establishing shots. Now you can see that I have the audio underneath this clip. All I did was click the clip and click down here at the detach audio. Then you'll drag this to the front. If you lay multiple clips into here at once, it's gonna put these transitions in here automatically. I don't like them, so I just go through and take them out immediately. Now that we have this audio clip under these, we can actually delete this here just so we don't have to look at it. We're gonna wanna make this full size. So here I'm just going up to that top right corner, pinching to zoom out. So this is before editing, obviously. This is just generic layout. So immediately I know I want to start this here. Maybe make it faster. So you're gonna kind of see that a lot of the things I'm doing just kind of happen like this. That's kind of what I'm talking about when I'm saying it's not the software, it's the person. So as you can see, this screen is super generic. There's not much here. What you get out of a video is what you can make it. And so, yes, there's not a lot of flashy things I can add to this, but I don't need to. The goal here is to take what we have and just hypen it. So we're gonna take this, just make it quicker. Yep, that's already feeling better. Now we'll slow it down. Then, I do this in a lot of my videos, you'll see this, where I'll speed it up, I'll slow it down, and then I'll just move the clip where I cut it just a little forward so you'll get this little notching feeling. No rhyme or reason, it's just something I've done and I've come to like it. So now I'm gonna take the slow-mo and fade it out back to fast, and we'll cut this again. So essentially, I mirrored what I did. So here we have fast to slow, then I cut it and it's slow to fast. Doesn't feel good. That's a lot of what this is. It's a lot of trial and error. So I think we're actually just gonna remove it. That's the thing too. You might not have an idea, you might not know what you're doing, just start tinkering. Tinker with something for 5 minutes, and if it still doesn't feel right, then maybe move on. But a lot of it is just kind of seeing what could work. As you could probably guess from this intro, this video is not gonna be fast-paced. Now we can kind of get into a little more of who. I like to throw a couple options in here, just kind of take a look at some, see if there's any B-roll anywhere. Yeah, maybe we could use this. So what I'm doing now is I'm kind of slowly building up with the song. I'm taking the least interesting clips and starting to kind of build up in a intro style form. So within this intro, we have a small little front three. Now this clip is kind of cooler, and then the next clip in the intro sequence will be a lot cooler. Just to let you know that in this video, you're going to expect to see a good rise. Here's an important thing I don't think a lot of people know. When it comes to cutting clips and moving on to the next clip, you'll sometimes want to take the audio from one and actually bring it to the other and do the same with the second one. You're not feeling the jarring sensation of the audio cutting to a different clip. Everything sort of feels as one. Okay, so now you can tell the intro is coming to an end, so we need that kind of bigger intro trick. I'm gonna take this switchback lip. That hits perfectly, and sometimes it happens like that. Sometimes you lay it in there, make your one cut, and it's good. Then we go into it. So this brings me to another point I wanted to talk about, because somewhere along the line with Instagram and all this fast moving content, we started putting the really, really good tricks right in the beginning. It's not what we do. I understand a lot of what I've explained to you in this beginning portion is let people know what they're gonna watch is cool and enticing. But it's important to do that not in a harmful way. Don't show me the coolest thing you did all day right at the beginning. When you follow it up with a board slide pretzel on a down bar, I'm gonna lose interest pretty quick. So a tip is maybe use the third coolest trick you did that day for the beginning. If you're not gonna do an intro sequence the way I'm doing it, if your goal is to lead people to thinking it's gonna be great tricks and you wanna put a great trick in the beginning, use your third best trick or second best trick, but please do not post your ender as the first clip in your edit. If what happens at the end is not as cool as what happened at the beginning, why'd you go to the movie? You didn't buy that popcorn and that icy to see the ending of the movie at the beginning. Same applies. Have a little bit of dignity, even though I understand it's a fast world. Everyone's gonna watch it, move on, probably not acknowledge it. For your own sake, take the time and effort to make it more for your own sake. We have our intro done. Now I like to go back and watch it, just kind of get a vibe. And now we essentially just start clicking stuff. That's what this is. As much as someone wants to say, do it this way, there is no way. You're an artist. You don't have to be a good one to be an artist. But you also can't be a good artist if you don't just be one, right? And so just start clicking stuff. Half the time, I don't know what I'm doing, but the song works, the vibe was captured right, It's a lot of just kind of feeling yourself, if you will. Don't get caught up on like, you don't have this software, or get a software, chuck something into it, and just start playing around. So you saw I just moved that clip back here. I forgot that I have a back tail same way. So this is kind of a good example. It doesn't really make sense for me to put this switch back lip same way on the elbow in the edit before the back lip same way. The switch back lip same way, of course, is crazier. So we would put the back lip first. Now this is where the switch back lip was, which is supposed to be the end of our intro. So I'm making this change. I need to make sure that it matches up on the beat the same way it did the first time. A little late. I was going a little slower for this one. Yeah, that's good. Not much landing, but that's okay. It's just the intro. Now we watch it. Okay. Ooh, we pull it a little back. We'll get it on that hit. Turn this volume down. This is a good one to also do that thing I was talking about where you're fading the audio because the audio actually sounds different. Might as well extend it this way too. No reason not to. We'll bring it all the way over here to mend all of this together. It's crazy what fading audio will do to clips. Now we can actually turn this one down, and this sequence will just sound great. Just like that. Again, just take your time, mess with it. It's fun. This is the funnest activity you can do if you can't snowboard. Film your friends do awesome stuff, and then learn to make cool videos about it. We can hit this one with a little slow-mo. Maybe right through that elbow, that looks nice. What you guys just saw for this slow-mo, I guess I should discuss this too. So you can see that I went down here, and when I clicked speed, I had dragged this corner over here. That's important. Watch what happens if I were to slow-mo this the way a lot of people think you should slow-mo. So if I were to take this here and just make a cut, and then go here and make another cut, watch how jarring it goes from smooth to slow. Kind of has this jitter to it. The difference, again, I'm clicking that speed at the bottom, and and I'm dragging from the left and to the right. Now I'm bringing this slow-mo. This is called speed ramping. Of course, we can't really manipulate how it's ramping because it is a free mobile app, but it's ramping versus a hard cut, and here's the difference. It's more smooth. It just doesn't have this what happened effect to it. Ramping is also useful if you have a rail that sounds cool, a knobbed rail, a chain rail, a corrugated tube. If you're slow-mowing that and you can get a good ramp, you're getting that kind of sound, and that's what people love to hear. So just know when to make what cuts. We might even go double slow-mo. You can just go fucking wild. Maybe we'll slow-mo this ugly switchback 3. Yeah, it kind of looks good. Yeah, let's exaggerate how ugly my arms were. What do we got next? We'll run another B-roll clip just to keep it exciting. Here's the boys with a lot of lift tickets. So now I'm hard cutting. Actually, what we'll do is we'll take this, little trippy effect. Went back in time. Again, no rhyme or reason, just clicking buttons. If you have an edit of all the same rail, nice to break it up. And we'll throw another B-roll clip in just to let you know, hey, we're going back to filming on the elbow. Here's an important one too. Another tip that'll just make your videos much, much better is having cut shots. I'm not saying have 2 friends film you doing the same thing. Maybe while you're warming up for the trick, so like this, you can see that I didn't land it, but this is a perfect cut just to give us more information on the trick, the angle of the rail, and just more visual. I've seen a lot of people like actually refilm it twice. That's great. Now you have 2 full angles, but you don't have to do that much. You can just, as simple as when you're warming, if you're gonna warm up for a front board pretzel on a kink rail, and you're just doing the front board, you might as well have the top of it, top angle filmed of just the front board, and then film the main angle from where you're gonna film it once you're ready. 2 angles always makes a video better. Don't bombard the video with multiple angles, but multiple angles will help. Here's another jitter effect, but that one is reversed. So I'm cutting the clip and then actually pulling it back so you're getting the end of that first clip at the beginning of the next one, kind of as a jolt. I'm gonna pull the speed up. Yeah, for some reason I've been doing a lot of this like speed up at the end, like this past season, and it's just something I do now. And then we have our ender clip. So again, do not put the coolest clip at the beginning of the video because I want something exciting to see after I've watched a minute of your video. Here again, we have 2 angles. These were filmed at the same time just because, of course, I didn't want to do this multiple times. I like to play the fisheye clip first and then the long angle. Fisheye, everyone knows, distorts the image, so I like a more accurate visual at the end. So this, I'd assume I would slow-mo this first one. We're gonna cut it. We don't want to reveal too much through this clip. We still want it to kind of be like, holy cow. Then we'll leave the run into this a bit longer just so it sort of builds up that excitement. And then we take the audio and we just fade it down to match his voice fading. And we're done. Go down to our camera roll, click edit, go over here to crop, up to this top right corner. Now if you look to the bottom, we have our different aspect ratios. Far left, click that vertical.
While you sing, fell in love with what you saw through a screen. after night of mindless mistakes. Time after time, she's out too late. Night after night, I just lay awake. How can you seem so real in a world so fake?
And that's how I edit my videos every single time. It's not hard, it doesn't have to be hard, it's what you want your video to be. Don't look at someone's video and say, mine doesn't look like that, it must be bad. No, you made a video the way you wanted to make a video. Now put it out into the world and show everyone.